Manchester United have qualified to the semi-finals of the Europa League for the 2025 2024-25 season after a comeback against Lyon at Old Trafford yesterday night. The match ended in 5-4 victory for Manchester United and 7-6 on aggregate. And I tell you what, that was I think one of the best games we've seen so far this season for Manchester United. That's the best game I've seen so far for Manchester United this season, guys. After going after going 4-2 down in the second half of the extra time, tell you what, I was not expecting United to score three more goals in less than 10 minutes to to make it to the next round, because looking at the situation and how we always play, we hardly score goals. But yesterday it was that day where we needed to score goals, and somehow we needed to find a way of scoring those goals. And it happened in Harry Maguire, because in the last few minutes of the game he played as a striker. At the moment, you don't have any striker you can depend on. So Harry Maguire, remember, he came against Nottingham Forest. He played as a striker. He almost scored the equalizer, only for Murillo to clear the ball. So I think Harry Maguire up front there as a striker in those aerial balls is a threat to the opponents, and that is what Amorim saw yesterday, that we lacked the player who is a threat to the opponents with those aerial balls. And he decided to push Harry Maguire forward for the remainder of the minutes, and it bore fruits, because Harry Maguire scored the winning goal for Manchester United in the 120 minutes added time to send the Red Devils to the semi-finals of the Europa League. And now United will be traveling to Bilbao. I think in weeks now from now, they'll be traveling to Bilbao to face Atletico, the same stadium where the final will be. So United might be getting a taste of where they will play in the final of the Europa League, because they'll be facing Athletic Bilbao in their own stadium in the first leg of the Champions League, of the Europa League semi-finals. So Ruben Amorim named the same lineup that he named against Lyon in the first leg, with Andrew Nana starting after missing the 4-1 loss to Newcastle on Sunday. There were speculation that maybe Onana will not play, but Amorim confirmed on his press conference on Wednesday that Andrew Nana, yes, will start against Lyon on Thursday. And Onana was in goal. Maguire, Mazraoui, Leny Yoro. Midfield of Manuel Ugarte and Casemiro. Patrick Dogu and Diego Dalot as wing backs, and Alejandro Garnacho, Bruno Fernandes as the attacking midfielders, with Rasmus Højlund as the lone striker. We were missing Zirkzee, who was injured against Newcastle, and he is out for the remainder of the season. That is a setback and a blow for us, and wish him quickest recovery ever. Eden Heaven had an injury setback in training. According to Amorim, he was stepped on by his opponent, or rather by his teammate in training, and he had a setback, so he missed the game against Lyon. And definitely, I think he'll miss against Wolves as well, because I don't think at the moment we want to risk our players in the Premier League. And Amorim said that we want to focus on the Europa League. So in the Premier League, we are going to be playing the young players. So I think the likes of Amas, Chidobe, Martin, Kukonki, Abiankeri, also I think Morehouse, I think Kamason, these players might be getting their debut, might be having their debut before the end of the season, because at the moment the focus is on the Europa League, because that is the only way we can qualify for a Champions League next season. And Manchester United a season without them in a Champions League, I think it's a dull one. United, they deserve to be playing in the Champions League. So we must win the Europa League for that to happen. So um, I did not expect much changes because I think I predicted the same lineup. I that the same lineup that Amorim selected because when I learned that Eden Heaven and Zach Zedelict are all out, I say this is the lineup that I think Amorim will go with because I don't think Amorim wanted to risk Kobe Maino or maybe Mason Mount or maybe Luke Shaw because these players have just come back from a long time injuries and I don't think it will be good to rush them into starting 11 in important matches like the one we had yesterday against Lyon. So I was surprised by the way United were playing because in the first 15 minutes United were pressuring Lyon. We had chances in the first 15 minutes rather, and United scored in the ninth minute through Manuel Ugarte. And before Ugarte's goal, United could have scored two goals because United were playing uh, quite well. They were pressing, uh, giving Lyon a difficult moment to have the ball. So United, I think the message from the manager uh, was that don't concede the first goal, but make sure you scored the first goal. Remember, against Real Sociedad, we conceded the first goal, but somehow we managed to score four goals. But Lyon is a different team from Real Sociedad. So if Lyon scored the first goal, it could have been difficult for United. But luckily, United started so well. Brilliant football from the players involved. Garnacho was good in the first half. Bruno Fernandes, Ross Hojlund, Dogu had chances as well in the first half. Diogo Dalot, all these players were just good in the first half. United scored the first goal in the ninth minute through Manuel Ugarte. A beautiful, gameplay from United with Bruno Fernandes setting up Garnacho and Garnacho setting up Manuel Ugarte. Holland played a part because he drew I think the defenders away from the ball. That is Niakate and Mata. He drew Mata and Niakate away from the ball. So I think Holland and Ugarte had a chance to shoot. And yeah, that was it. First goal in the ninth minute. And before the end of the first half, Diogo Dalot scored also to make it 2-0. And at that moment, I think maybe the game is over because at 2-0 at Old Trafford, we are leading on a 2-goal advantage. I don't think Lyon could have come back. That was according to my own interpretation. A brilliant ball from Casemiro, a long ball to Diego Dalot, whose control was just perfect, and also his timing of the shot was perfect and scored. Make it 2-0 just before the whistle blown for the first half. In the second half, I think after Luke Shaw was brought in, Mazraoui had a problem. He had to leave Old Trafford. Him and Victor Lindelof. I hope they're fine. So Luke Shaw was brought in to replace Nassar Mazraoui. So something happened. United switched from attacking to defending. So United were defending now. I think they needed to contain the game, but somehow they failed to do that. Because Lyon made two changes with Malik Fofana and Alexandre Lacazette came on for Lyon. And I think the moment I saw Malik Fofana and the moment I saw Alexandre Lacazette, I thought maybe it's time for Ruben Amorim to make changes. I think to maybe to bring in Maino or maybe Mount, because the midfield was now getting worn out. They had taken the control of midfield, Lyon, and the moment the midfield has been broken, it's easier for the defense to be to be disconstructed, and that's what happened. But the midfield was taken by Lyon. I think Tolisso and Beterut, they did a good job in making sure that they have overtaken Ugarte and Casemiro in the second half, and they were now giving United pressure. United had a chance of making it 3-0 in the second half. A chance by Alejandro Garnacho. He did so well. He left his opponent on the ground. He was on a one-on-one with no pressure against Lyon goalkeeper, and somehow he failed to score. And at the moment, I realized that maybe that will be a costly mistake from Alejandro Garnacho. So after that, Lyon got one back, and in 6 minutes, Lyon scored 2 goals in 6 minutes through Tolizo and Tagliafico, and that changed everything about the game and the game plan. Now, the legs of uh, Mount and Kobe were brought in for Ugarte and Rasmus Højlund. And now Mino was playing as a striker, Mount was playing as a back-end, and Bruno now was playing deeply in midfield in the place of Manuel Ugarte. So at this moment, there were no chemistry yet, and Lyon had chances to scoring the third goal. Remember, uh, Lenny Yoro, that was a massive block from Lenny Yoro, because if that went in, that shot from Malik Fofana, if that went in, I think that could have been it. Yeah, so Lenny Yoro made a very crucial block to deny Malik Fofana and Leon a chance of scoring the third goal and maybe sending them to the finals. So I think if you're praising players, I think we don't. If you're praising like game changers like Maino, Maguire, Casemiro, we should not forget that block from Lenny Yoro. It was crucial for the comeback. It was crucial to ensure that United had a chance of scoring and getting back into the game. So the game was a 2-2 draw in the regular 90 minutes, so it had to be decided in the extra time. So the first 15 minutes it was all Lyon, and somehow United had a boost because Tolizo was sent off. Guys, I want to explain this. Tolizo's red card was justified because Tolizo was booked in the I think it was booked in the first half if I'm not wrong. After he was booked in the first half, in the second half, he could have been booked again in the second half early enough. That challenge on Bruno Fernandes. Somehow he was lucky not to be sent off early enough before even scoring. I think that challenge on Bruno Fernandes, he somehow pretended to be hurt as well, but that was a nasty challenge by Tolizo on Bruno Fernandes. So the referee let that pass. So the second one, I think it was a mixed up between him and Len Yoro, but he was an yellow card already. He had already been given a chance. So I think that red card by Corentin Tolizo was just justified, and yeah, he was sent off. But even though they were reduced to 10 men, Lyon was still knocking on the door, and Ryan Cheki scored the third goal for Lyon in the first half of the extra time. And at the moment, we'll see that United may be out. So in the second half of the extra time, yeah, in the second half of the extra time, Lyon had a penalty, if I'm not wrong. Yeah, Lyon had a penalty, and it was scored in the 110th minute. 110th minute, it was scored by Alexandre Lacazette. So at that moment, it was a 4-2 in favor of Lyon, and 4-6 on aggregate in favor of Lyon, and it was 110th minute. So United had 10 minutes to score maybe 2 goals to take the game, the penalties, or scored 3 goals to win the tie. At the moment, I think some fans started leaving the stadium, and 4 minutes later, Bruno Fernandes scored the penalty to make it 3-4. Then 6 minutes later, Kobe Meno scored to make it 4-4. And just a minute later, Harry Maguire scored the winning goal. A beautiful header to make it 5-4 in favor of Manchester United, and 7-6 in aggregate to send the Red Devils to the semi-finals of the Europa League. And now the next game is against Athletic Bilbao, and I hope that by that time we'll have maybe some of the players like Eden Heaven, Mazraoui, and maybe or even Amad Diallo back in time.